It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the Challenge podcast. My name's Jake Scheidel. Each week, I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how do you do today?
Jake, you were so close to the finish line. You're like that. Do you remember the guy that was running the marathon where he's like 10 yards away from the finish line and his body gives out?
Yeah.
You remember that? That was in like a Gatorade commercial, I think. Mm-hmm. And they referenced it on Arrested Development. That's basically what you just did.
My question is, with marathon runners, like there's all these guys who like just take the subway to the finish line. Why don't more people do that? It's so much faster.
Yeah, I think the thing that's the most confusing to me about marathon runners is how does a damn gas station have all this money to be sponsoring this many people? Because you watch these marathon runners and they're all, like, all of them are sponsored by Marathon. Even the ones that finish in last.
Yeah. Well,
where are they getting this money from? I mean, gas prices haven't been that, it's not like $4 a gallon anymore.
I think it's ridiculous that we're like running low on gas, right? Everybody knows that. And Marathon is still filling up these runners with gasoline.
Yeah.
Before their runs. It's like that seems
that's
such
when
a
you
waste.
when you see those stations where they have the cups, they're not giving out water to the runners, they're giving them gas.
That's why
they're drinking gasoline.
That's why there's that gasoline smell. You're not able
saying,
to
I'm a car.
Me personally, I'm all about 5K runs, and that's when I get $5,000 anytime I take a run.
I'm glad that you specified that it was that it was a personal choice for you, and not. When I say me, when I have to add in a personally there because people would think that I'm talking about something not related to me unless I said that.
Exactly. Thank you for understanding. I just want to make money anytime I exercise. What am I getting out of exercising? A better body, a better mental state. Get out of here. Give me fucking money. I'm an American.
Give me some money.
I'm a capitalist through and through.
Yeah.
This is a capitalist podcast.
There's got to be a damn profit motive for me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be out of shape unless you pay me to not be out of shape.
Thank you.
Actually, I want them to charge me money to exercise because it'll make me grind harder.
Yeah. Oh my God. The grind never sleeps. The grind never sleeps.
Wall Street 2, money never sleeps. That's what everybody's saying.
You know where they're always grinding, Thomas?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Also, I'm assuming the challenge.
Yeah, but that was actually the right answer to the question I was asking you, so thank you. But since you did bring up the challenge, I have to ask you, Thomas, did you watch the challenge Double Agents last night?
Jake, I did. Man, Tony Hawk would probably be a good host for the show, right?
Well, I mean, if TJ wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm saying TJ obviously has the job as long as he wants it, but if you had to pick somebody else, I feel like Tony Hawk's probably the guy you pick.
Sure. I mean, I guess. I feel like Tony Hawk is probably pretty busy in, like, airports not being recognized. That seems like it takes up a lot of his time.
He's very busy for people telling him that he looks like Tony Hawk. Being like, a skateboard, what are you, Tony Hawk?
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, yes.
That's good. Tony Hawk's good.
Yeah, those stories never get old.
Yeah, I love him. I was really upset when he was like, everybody text me, here's my phone number. And then it was just like a mailing list. But it was
actually not his phone number.
It was just a mailing list, basically.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe that Tony would betray your trust like that.
That's what you get from skaters.
Didn't you tell him to go on Survivor? I think that's what you did.
I think so. I said, Tony, you'd be great on Survivor. Don't forget the gabagool. I assume you're Italian because your name is Tony. A lot of Italians on the challenge, Thomas. It's not.
Do you think that Tony the Tiger is Italian?
Yeah, his name is Antonio the Tiger.
Yeah.
Antonio the Antiger. There we go.
Antonio de Tigrio.
What was it?
Antonio de Tigrio.
Antonio de Tigrio. Well, somebody's been doing their babble. I haven't done babble yet today. Thank you for reminding me. Thomas, this week's episode was called The World Is Not Enough. What do you think of that episode title?
That's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's got Denise Richards in it. It's got Pierce Brosnan. And that's it. Those are the only two people.
I know I complain about this every week, that they have just started adopting movie titles. So before calling you up today, I did go through the list of James Bond films and come up with some puns for the show. Like, put a little... This took me literally 10 minutes. Okay, are you ready? Instead of...
Yeah.
Instead of Dr. No, what about Dr. Vo? Nam's last name is Vo.
That would be kind of good. Or you could say Dr. Yes. That would be my choice.
Well, maybe on the Challenge All-Stars, because there is somebody named Yes on that season. There's nobody named Yes on this season. But yeah, for sure. What about... Well, they did this one, From Teresa with Love. That's just From Russia with Love, but with Teresa. See? What I'm saying is they have the ability to do this. So why don't they? What about this one, Thomas? Instead of Goldfinger, what about Gold Skullger?
All right, next.
What about instead of Thunderball, it's Thunderell?
Next.
Okay, what about instead of You Only Live Twice, You Only Live Twice, but no E on the live there?
Okay, I like that.
Thank you. What about, how about this one? Instead of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Anissa Majesty's Secret Service.
It needs a little work.
Needs a little work, yeah.
It's a little undercooked. Maybe you gotta put that one... Look, you're working through new material, okay? It's not all gonna be... It's not all gonna be gold.
I got on that one, and I noticed the time was literally the minute I had to call you. So I was like, oh fuck, I gotta come up with something quick. So that's almost something. If I wasn't under such pressure, maybe it would be better. What about this one?
Yeah, I'm not saying get rid of it. Just, maybe put it back in the oven.
Double Agents 2. Try harder. Instead of Diamonds Are Forever, what about this? Devin is Forever.
I don't know. I think if I saw Devin is Forever, I wouldn't be like, oh, like the movie Diamonds Are Forever.
Okay. What if you saw the episode title was Octofessy?
Okay, I like that.
Thank you.
That's good. I can't believe they didn't do that, honestly.
Me too. They kind of blew it on that one. A Spy Who Loves Fessy or whatever that one was called.
Yeah, that one wasn't very good.
It was right there, MTV. So easy. They kind of did this one, but with a different movie, but A View to Kill a Cam.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
I think the first episode of this season was called A License to Kill a Cam or something like that.
Well, those are two different Bond movies, though.
Well, Cam was in every episode. They could have done it twice.
Yeah.
And finally, Kaleo Royale.
Yep. I'm trying to think of a View to a Kill pun to make.
A View to a Kill a Cam. I already got it. Do you have any more? I didn't get one for The Living Daylights. I didn't get one for GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies. The World Is Not Enough. They just used that one.
The Living Daylights is another one that you could just do like LIV-ing. Like The Living Daylights.
Yeah, that one's easy. Moonraker? Fuck, I don't know. Westraker?
Yeah, there's... is there a CT pun that could be used for, or a big T pun that could be used for any of these?
CT Sino Royale.
Ctino Royale.
Spectre, but the CT in Spectre is capitalized.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Thunder Big T.
Okay, yeah, maybe not.
There's not a lot of B's in these James Bond movie titles.
Honestly, The Spy Who Loved Big T or CT would have worked better.
The Spy Who Loved Big CT. That's perfect. Because then we get Big CT in there too. And we like that. We like any reference to Big CT. But unfortunately, Big CT was not in the finale. It was instead Amber B and CT. They get to give the extra plate to somebody. They choose Corey and Cam. Were you upset because you had thought Corey and Cam were winning? You didn't think Corey and Cam were winning, did you?
No, I thought that Leroy and
Nani were winning.
Nani were gonna win.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. Casey eats through her broken leg, while Fessy instead just sits to the side. TJ tries encouraging him to eat, but he refuses. What are your thoughts on TJ encouraging Fessy to eat, to not be disqualified?
TJ doesn't like quitters.
TJ does not like quitters.
Well, CT has no reason to quit either. Obviously, Casey shouldn't continue, but she's still trying, at least.
That's the whole thing.
Fessy's not hurt.
That's the whole thing. That's TJ's whole thing. Yeah, you might not win, but, you're here. Might as well prove that you can do it. TJ is a good dude. I like TJ. Thomas, it's time for a segment that we have come to love this season of the Challenge Double Agents. It's time for Tom's Trivia. Now, you may have noticed.
Who is it this week?
You may have noticed every week before Tom's Trivia, we are talking about one specific person from the show, but there's somebody we have not talked about yet on Tom's Trivia. And there was somebody I was literally just talking about, and his name is TJ Lavin. Thomas, what was TJ doing before the challenge?
I had a feeling. TJ was a BMX biker.
You got it. How many seasons of the challenge has TJ appeared in? Not including spin-offs.
That's tough, because didn't Dave Mira host it initially?
Dave Mira hosted a lot of people hosted the first 10 seasons.
Okay, so I'm going to say that he has appeared in... Jake, what season is this?
Yeah, I'm not telling you that.
All right, well...
Just realized that I gave the answer. If you do some quick math, if you do the Googles, which I assume you're doing right now...
I'm not, dude. I'm thinking.
You're just
using
thinking.
the only Google I need, my brain.
For sure.
My brain is computing this. Just give me a second.
Yeah, just whenever your brain thinks of a number.
I'm going to say that he has hosted 25 seasons.
He's actually appeared in 26 seasons. What was his first season?
Was it season 11?
You're correct. What was the name of that season, though?
The Challenge. Welcome, TJ. We love you.
You got it. That's exactly it. Okay. How many gold medals has TJ won at the X Games?
We're going to say he has won 3.
You are correct. 2 in the American X Games and 1 in Australia, I guess. That's what it said on his Wikipedia. I tried to find more on that Australian gold medal he won, and Wikipedia brought me to some artist's rendering of a photo, but it was like a painting that he...
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is the sort... I went to xgames.com and it said he won 2, but Wikipedia says 3. One of them was Australian, which I believe still counts. So I'll give you the points. Thomas, final question on TJ Lavin. What does the TJ stand for?
Is it Thomas Joseph?
It is Thomas Joseph. You got it. So, good job. I think you went out this season on a win with Tom's Trivia. Tom's Joseph's Trivia this week.
That's right.
So TJ eventually tells the Big Brother team that they have timed out and have been disqualified. And then they play Karma Chameleon. This was a really good week for music, Thomas.
It was a very good week for music. Some previous guesses showed up.
Yeah. This is a segment we call Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
We got Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. It was so satisfying to see that. We also got Boys Don't Cry by The Cure as Fessy was refusing to eat. Oh, so good.
That was very funny. The Cure, an artist that we've predicted on multiple occasions.
We also got The Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen.
I guessed that song at one point.
Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. I don't know if we predicted that ever, but I wouldn't be
I was a little annoyed when that came on that I didn't think to guess it. Because,
every episode
it was a good choice. It made a lot of, situationally, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But, Jake, have you... It would have been really funny, because you know how they've done a few covers of those songs? If they had put in... There is one specific cover of The Killing Moon by a band that we both really like. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, but remind me.
I was gonna see if you could guess. I don't know that I believe that you are.
No, I recall this
band
something.
is a band from the 90s, and I believe that this cover is on... it is a B-side from a 1997 album of theirs.
Oh, is it Pavement?
It is Pavement.
Yeah.
They played it on some BBC show, I think.
Wow, more like
and it's a very good cover.
an extra Thomas trivia here in the Music Minute.
Yeah,
pretty exciting. We also got
Brighten the Corners, good album.
Yes, Get Down on It by Kool and the Gang was also
played.
Oh,
terrific choice!
Yeah.
Terrific choice. Love Kool and the Gang.
And then we got Notorious by Duran Duran.
By Duran Duran.
Was not when it started. Didn't think it was going to be the Duran Duran version.
No, I didn't either.
I kind of forgot that version even existed.
Yep.
But this was the first single off their fourth album, which is also called Notorious. It's released October 20th, 1986. 86? Okay. This was Duran Duran's first release as a trio, so they enlisted the help of our favorite guy, the famous music producer, one Mr. Nile Rodgers.
That's not his... It's Nile Rodgers.
I'm pretty sure it says Nile Rodgers on my notes. So I'm just wondering why it would say that if it's in fact his name is Niles.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's just weird that you would say that. Would you go to the Notorious Wikipedia page, Thomas, please, for the Duran Duran song and check who the producers are? Since you love going on the internet to find the answers that you're so certain of, just tell me who the producers are listed as on the Notorious Wikipedia page. I'll wait.
It says Nile Rodgers.
Okay. It says Nile Rodgers.
No, it doesn't, you fucking liar. Go to personnel, you idiot.
No,
look under technical and additional musicians. It says fucking Nile Rodgers.
No, Thomas, no. Look at the side, on the side, where it says...
Okay, so what you're saying is they had a typo in an area where it didn't have to link to anything. It says Nile Rodgers! What the fuck is wrong with you?
It says Nile Rodgers on my computer.
No, it doesn't, you liar!
Final fact about this song. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Great
Produced
stuff.
by the band with Nile Rodgers. The album showcased a new... It's like, how many more times do you need to see it on here?
It just makes more sense that his name is Niles Rodgers.
We're not talking about this in David Hyde Pierce we're talking about. He's not on Frasier.
Why is David Hyde Pierce your go-to when I do that? That's who you referenced last time.
Because he plays Niles on Frasier, who's, I think, easily the most famous Niles.
It's actually pronounced Frasier's, Thomas. I don't know if you knew that.
Nile Frasier.
Nile Frasier's, yeah.
A lot of people don't know. It's a real Mandela effect thing. Frasier's brother's actually named Nile.
It's actually called the Mancala effect. People call it the Mandela effect in an example of the Mancala effect. Did you know that?
I think you're lying to me.
Look it up. So everybody has to roast some...
Yeah, it's weird how you keep telling me to look things up. It's like... and then you still just fucking lie, and then you continue. I can't believe that I'm allowing you to gaslight me like this.
Might as well put me on the challenge. I'm so full of gaslight.
Oh!
I'll punch Josh in the face. Who gives a shit? I'm not going to do that. I don't want to punch anybody in the face. They have to row some kayaks and do a puzzle. It's very fun. Nani and Leroy flip their kayak at one point. CT also falls out of his kayak. but it's okay because CT and Amber B win that part of the challenge as well. I don't think they lost any part of this challenge.
Nope.
They have to do a math problem in an ice cave. They're very cool. CT wins that one too, so he gets to pick a new partner, but decides to stick with Amber B. Would you agree with this decision? Would you do the same thing if you were CT?
I mean, they were winning the entire time, so yes, I think
sense.
it probably good to stick with them, especially since you've gotten past the numbers part, which was going to be the weakest portion for her.
And Amber B is filled with gasoline. She's a marathon runner.
Yeah, it's true. They're always giving her the cups full of gas.
Mm-hmm. Talk about gaslighting.
Do you think they give her regular or premium?
I think they give her ethanol.
Oh, okay, yeah. Everyone's favorite alternative energy.
They have to sleep one at a time in an ice cave and then dump their faces in some ice water. What did you think of this part?
It's, it's mean in the way that the final is.
Yeah.
They always do the thing where they sleep deprive them, and I liked TJ giggling about it and being rightfully called out for being a little creep.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Leroy tells everybody that this is his last season, and everybody makes fun of Fessy, which is very good. I liked when Corey was like, put his interview right here, and holds it up.
Yep. If with him being if he's not going to admit that any of this is his fault. It's going to be, Casey got hurt. This was a great episode to see Fessy just look like a complete idiot.
Yeah.
I like him and Casey at the end of that were just Casey was like, we'll be back. But Casey initially was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
when they dropped out. So
apparently the two of them did not get along on Big Brother. On George Orwell's Big Brother. Gotta give him credit, So it's funny to see that they continue to not have good chemistry. And they thought they would because they came from the same show. Like, what?
Well, I think Casey probably had a real, if she got hurt, it wouldn't have mattered either. Again, wouldn't have mattered either way. But I think if she just stuck with Leroy, she would have had a real shot to win.
Yeah.
And she got a little too cute with it.
Mm-hmm. Can't have that. Fancy footwork, as they say in basketball, right?
Yes, they also say that in Chromeo albums.
Yeah. So they have to then run over some mountains. CT and Amber B are the first to get to TJ, so they win. That's exciting. Would you?
Very, yeah.
You mean
nice to see a rookie win.
Yeah. You love to Amber CT it, don't you?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, they both had an opportunity to steal, and they both didn't, and it's nice to see that work out.
Thomas, would you agree that you love to Amber CT it?
Would I what?
You love to Amber CT it.
I definitely love to Amber BT it.
That's not... Because remember, you said Amber C several weeks ago? And then...
Jake, I just want to thank the fans for listening to the podcast. I just want to give a shout out to the fans.
Okay.
All the fans out there, just so you're why we do what we do. Want to thank the DYWSLN universe.
Mm-hmm.
Putting smiles on faces. That's what we're out here to do.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Leroy and Nani race Corey and Cam for the second place, and Cam beats Nani in the foot race, so she and Corey take second place. Pretty exciting stuff. Great season of the challenge. Overall, A++, I think. Perfect season, right?
It would be hard for them to have a better season than this. I think the combination of just how entertaining it was, I think the final group was very strong. I think Fessy going out the way that he did.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a huge villain of the season, but he definitely was the villain of the season, and for him to get his comeuppance is very satisfying.
Yeah.
And everybody else finished it, and I was happy for the winners.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was anybody that I felt too bad about. It would have been nice to see Nani either win or get some money, but
Yeah,
that's about the most disappointing thing. And if that's the worst you're going to get, I mean, like, they can't all win. That's just how it goes.
Apparently, only CT can win, which I predicted he and Amber would win. So I got 4 points for that. Oh, you said Leroy and Nani would win? That feels like wishful thinking at this point.
I did say that. It was wishful thinking.
You got 3 points for Cam and Corey taking second place. Neither of us got third place correctly, but I got fourth place correctly. Or should I say George Orwell's 1980 fourth place with Fessy and Casey. That's another point for me. You did not correctly pick any of the music all season long. No points for that. So you finished the season with 52 points. I predicted that a Duran Duran song would be played, so I got a point for that as well. So I finished the season.
Did you say Girls on Film?
I said Girls on Film. I will say, it was very satisfying for the very all season we've been like, have they been playing Duran Duran this whole time? And they haven't.
Yeah. Now we know. Now we know for sure they have played Duran Duran. And it's not a stupid cover.
Yeah. That was very satisfying. So I finished the season with 33 points. Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good.
So
pretty good time.
Yeah, I didn't lap you. You finished strong.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like you were like Nani. It's like you didn't win, but you finished.
Thank you.
That's what matters.
That's what's important. Thomas, did you watch the Challenge All-Stars last night?
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun.
Jake, I certainly didn't.
Well, let me tell you what happened. So they were split into teams and had to cross a bunch of ropes over some water while their opponents would release the ropes. The team of Mark, Ruthie, Derek, Yes, and Anissa won. Mark gains control of the lifesaver. Beth is the captain of the losing team, so she has to go into elimination. Then Katie volunteers to go into elimination. And then at the arena, do you know what Mark does, Thomas?
What does Mark do?
He uses the lifesaver. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
So then they have to immediately vote for a new opponent for Beth. So you know what Beth does?
What does Beth do, Jake?
She says she wants to face Arissa. Crazy, right?
I wouldn't have expected it either.
So Arissa gets voted in, and then you know what Arissa does?
What does Arissa do?
She quits the game. Doesn't even do the elimination.
I had a feeling, but I wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah. Why did you have that feeling?
Just, you know how she is.
True. So true.
I think if you're paying attention, it doesn't come as a surprise.
No, absolutely not. No. So All Stars is continuing, but Thomas is not watching it because he was not alive in the 90s, so he doesn't know any of these people.
I don't know any of these people except for Jemmy. I know who Jemmy is.
Jemmy
I am aware of Mark. I don't know that I've watched a season that Mark's been on, but I know who he is.
Yeah, he's a legend. He is the main reason this show is even happening. Jemmy, I'll tell you, Thomas, Jemmy's kind of the narrator of this season. You might want to tune in. I know you're not going to. So next week, we are taking a break from our weekly shows. We're not focusing on any weekly show. We are instead discussing every song that we have used for every season that we've covered from 2015 till now. Is that right?
Crazy.
Yeah. It's an extended music minute next week, basically. We love this segment. It's our favorite segment. I can't believe it took us this long to get here, but it's fun. So next week we're talking music. Then the week after that, we're talking Marquesas. Survivor Marquesas in the queue. There we go. Thomas, what's your Twitter? People to follow you. Anybody who latched onto the show for Survivor Double Agents, you know what I mean. You can follow Thomas on Twitter. What is it again?
Follow me at Tom.Tom.
You can follow the show on Twitter at DYWSLN. We're also on Instagram at The Only Survivor Podcast. We already thanked the fans, so Thomas, can you take this opportunity to instruct those fans to go to our iTunes page and leave a boilerplate review? What was that?
Well, first of all, it's got to be a 5-star review. Second of all, the review, like, what you need to write is, this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Beautiful. Beautiful review for a beautiful program from a beautiful person. That's you, 5-star fan.
That's right.
All right. Until then, have a great quarantine. God damn, still?
Yeah, I mean, maybe for you.
Yeah, well,
Some of us are fully vaccinated.
I will be soon.
You know what I say to quarantine? Deuces.
I lay awake at night, false lover, just so trouble. It's hard to keep a job, laid off, I'm having double trouble. But hey, yeah, they say you can make it if you try.
Oh, wives allowed.
Yeah, it's boys only. This is the Dr. Pepper 10 of podcasts.
This generation's millionaires.
Just want a frickin' $1 million, y'all.
It's hard for me to keep decent clothes to wear. Your love got me walking, baby, when I have no place to go.
I hope that every time they have a home game, the away team
They're not going to
looks at where
Guam.
they're going and they're going, oh, we're not going to Guam, are
That is
we?
exactly why I picked it.
Especially if they're like the best team. It's like, oh no. It's like we're going to see the Yankees.
Yeah.
You know? We're not going to Guam, are
I
we?
think Frank Lapidus is the manager of the team.
I'm gonna go ahead and take one.
Yeah, not penis
Because
pose.
he's always scritching his balls. Scritching his balls?
Yeah, if there's one thing I know about Jeff Fahey, he's always fucking scratching his balls. He's doing it. He was Alita, Battle
know
Angel,
how he
he's
keeps
scratching
getting
his balls. Justified, out there scratching his damn balls.
It's just a character trait
Yeah.
of all of the characters.
I thought you
he
were just
plays.
gonna be like, he's a real character. I thought that's what you were saying. It's like,
You know what? Characters welcome. Ball scratching included.
absolutely. I'm sorry that people want to cancel Jeff Fahey because he won't stop scratching his balls.
Cancel culture is out
Yeah,
of
the woke
hand.
mob.
Sometimes Jeff Fahey knows. Sometimes your balls are itchy. What are you supposed to do? Not scratch them? Not in my America.
I've been a lawnmower fan, if you will, my entire life. But the woke mob has ruined it by cutting out all the scenes of him scratching his balls.
Oh, so now Mickey Mouse can't scratch his balls in front of a bunch of kids?
Yeah,
Get out of here.
ridiculous.
Wokeness is ruining my
Yeah.
family fun trip to Disney World.
You know, wokeness is kind of like a religion if you think about it.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know
I've
if you've
never
ever
put
thought
that
about
way,
that
but it's
before.
so true. It's so true.
Smarten up, Probst.